Hey everybody. Well, I guess we're at and we have movie reviews to do. So last night I had a lot to do. Okay, I had to finish up my schoolwork. I had to work on something. I had a lot of stuff I had to do yesterday. But I decided to stop by the movie theaters and go see one of the most requested movies people requested through December. Spider-Man Into the Spider. Now, ever since the beginning, I actually did not want to see this movie. It looked dumb, it looked kind of cheap, and I was kind of expecting something to fail. But I saw the movie at this joint, and when I finally saw it, I realized, I guess that was good. It was good enough, okay? People say it's the best Spider-Man film of the year, but, that could be true. But I wouldn't call this to go as far. So, is it as bad as I originally called it? Well, there's only one way to find out. I'm going to look at this movie once I saw it. And let's get to our first little thing. The characters. There are a variety of characters. So today, we are going to take a look at the cast members. While almost none of the cast members and characters are knowable, I gotta say, they did do a good job putting in the Spider-Man performance, kind of like what all the other Spider-Man movies did. And that was just something I really love to see. So first there is our main protagonist, who's named Miles. He's played by some very original character, Shamek Moore. Does anybody know who that is? Maybe some do, but I just don't. I know he's different, okay, but that's just something. And then there's the original Spider-Man who's somehow in this movie. We all know he is. He's played by Jake Johnson. And yes, I know what you're saying, Jake Johnson. He really is not as good as the performances Tobey Maguire put in, or even Tom Holland put in the newer movies. Andrew Garfield is good too, but I don't think his performance would have succeeded as well as the other ones did. I think these characters really do well. The other protagonists are just characters who are different universes. Oh, aka comic books, because they wanted to add a little bit more variety, you know? So the newer characters include Gwen, who's played by Haley Steinfeld, Spider-Noir, who's played by Nicolas Cage for some reason. Yeah, you think he's in the movie? Spider-Ham, who's played by John Mulaney, and Penny, who are all... Wait a minute. Who the hell is Penny? Apparently, she is actually a new character who's from a anime type universe, which is just bullshit. She also has a robot, and she fights like one of those gay ones from Sailor Moon. Was that a smart idea? In my opinion, no, that was just not smart at all, really. But yeah, let's talk about all the other characters' purposes besides her unexpected appearance. First, there's Black Spider-Man. And yes, get used to it. I'm going to be calling him Black Spider-Man for the rest of the video. He is an original middle school kid whose powers is when he becomes invisible at any time. That's just how everyone should feel. Like, any powers anyone has? I don't know. Then the original Peter Parker is just the same exact thing, except his change now is that he's old and weird at some point, because that's how he was in the original three. Spider-Gwen doesn't really do much. He kind of has the same powers, except she wears a white suit, because she's white. That was just no, but... then there's Spider-Noir. He is some black guy with the shadows, and he has the extremely powerful and very, very useful Rubik's Cube. Yeah, what a movie. What a movie he's in. What a movie everyone's in. What a movie Nicolas Cage just puts into the performance, okay? You know he's in this movie. You know he's in there. And Spider-Ham he's kind of, in the comic books, you know him. He is the typical animal Spider-Man. Here, he's just some Looney Tune type of guy who can do stupid cartoony stuff and seems to look like a mix between Porky Pig and Marvin the Martian, if you know what I mean. Alright. Now, the real question is, was any of the original other Spider-Man characters in the movie? like the ones who aren't superheroes, the ones who were droids of Spider-Man? Well, as a matter of fact, they were. And they weren't even part of the actual story. They were just there so we could see them. Uncle Ben was only mentioned for those parts, and I'm really actually glad. I hated all those Spider-Man movies where he gets a different chance of death in like the original Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man, and Homecoming. They all just seem to be random anytime, and that kind of feels different. I'm glad we don't have to get another version of it because we always get different types of versions. Aunt May, who I didn't really enjoy, has turned into an actual help, which is good because in the other movie, Aunt May was there to be saved and not useful. And then there's Mary Jane. And as a matter of fact, she was not even part of the story. They just showed her so we could see how sexy she looks in this type of style, because in every Spider-Man movie, she gets a different style. Oh, and you know what they're saying? Yeah, Stan Lee did make another cameo. And what is his cameo in this movie? He works at a Spider-Man store. Well, that is actually pretty smart considering the fact he is the Spider-Man geek. I'll talk about all the villains later. Those villains will be mentioned in the story plot. But now, let's get into the animation. While I do like what they were going for as a comic book / 3D animation style, I'm going to say that the animation was crap. Look, I like the concept of the comic book styles and all, but looking at some of the close-ups and visuals just did not make me feel comfortable at all. I mean, I do love, though, how a lot of the scenes have the comic book type of concept with all the word bubbles and sound effect captions, and that's just the comic books I read. But maybe it would have been better if they just did a typical 3D style. That wouldn't make the movie cool, but at least it would make it feel comfortable to watch. I seem to just have trouble listening to the story as much as I'm looking at how the animation looks. It looks clean in one way, but another way it feels different. I mean, all these Sony animation movies have 3D styles. There's stuff like, I've seen stuff like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, Open Season, Hotel Transylvania, which are good movies. The other ones like The Emoji Movie, or Hotel Transylvania Free, or those other films are crap. But that's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm trying to say is the fact that the animation style in this movie feels different. But it's supposed to be different. That's just how cool it is. But now, let's move on to the story. And yes, this will contain the #1 huge spoil of the movie. But I think the fellas who didn't see the movie probably already left this video. So, let's get through the story. Now, this story is actually told very similarly to the other Spider-Man movies, but with a different twist in it. The story is about Miles, who is having trouble fitting in, which makes sense. That's what Spider-Man felt in the other Spider-Man movies. It's mostly because his dad is a policeman who does random stuff, and he also hates Spider-Man. Man, if I was in that movie, I would just shoot him with my own gun. Because, do I own a gun? No, I don't. I gotta be honest. I'm sorry. I do not own one. That's just not the right YouTube content. Anyway, it is also a problem here because when he does get bitten by a spider again, he becomes the new Spider-Man. New Spider-Man. Oh my God! What's costume say? Oh my God! Oh no, it's just. And has to join the real Spider-Man to take down some fellas because after his last fight, he faked his own death to just move on to his typical life he had in Spider-Man 3, the life of Tobey Maguire. The main villain is Kingpin, and do we all know who Kingpin is? He is a typical Spider-Man villain, but here, he just looks downright ginormous. And yes, I know that's what he looks like in the comics, but seriously, he's freaking huge in this movie. He's just as big as Fat Bastard from Austin Powers, and no one can describe how ginormous he is. The second villain is a female Dr. Octopus that somehow, I'm not gonna lie, is actually a little bit more powerful than the other Dr. Octopus. I know that doesn't make sense, but the original Dr. Octopus can move his claws and can do all that stuff. Spider-Man, as we saw in Spider-Man 2. But female Dr. Octopus is crazy, okay? She just does not want to rest until she finds Spider-Man. So, Spider-Man and Black Spider-Man, I like calling him that, go try to stop them and meet up with some other spider people. And yes, not only are they just weird, they're just over the top and dumb, but strangely overpowered. I already mentioned how they are, but for some reason they just weird a lot. I mean, I know some of them are actually from the comics, but what they did to him in this movie feel odd. And yes, even that Sailor Moon dick. So, as they all try to stop the villains, Black Spider-Man is the only one who sucks at fighting. Oh, I get it. So this is gonna be like Spider-Man Homecoming, where you can't move along of Iron Man. Oh wait, no, this is actually not anything like that. So they, of course, kick him out, and the others try to take him down, along with some of the coolest effects they put in this Spider-Man movie. The animation was put in, but the effects they put through the movie were crazy, okay? You just see all the flashing lights, all the moving styles, and like I mentioned, the comic book style. I'm starting to get over how cool that is, okay? So, as the fight continues, Black Spider-Man comes back, and they all get ready for a battle. And once Kingpin got destroyed, did he become skinny? No, we just got destroyed. Everyone returned. The world is saved. The Black Spider-Man becomes the new Spider-Man of Brooklyn, apparently. Okay, I'm still kind of confused about what this is, but whatever. Now, here's one thing. Was there a post-credits scene like all the other ones? Well, not particularly. Once the credits end, we didn't really get much of a credit. All we got was a Stan Lee tribute, and that's it. Right? I mean, was there more? I don't know. I didn't really stay till the very, very end. So I can't really predict if there was something or not. Well, anyway, that's the movie. It was actually very good. But it was also very strange. Strange Spider-Man movie, but it's actually very good. Was it the best Spider-Man movie? No. Was it one of the best? Yes. Alright. Thanks for watching, and I'll be gone now, okay? I have something I gotta do. This is cool. This is really cool, you know? Whoops. I just dropped a glass. And there's the teaser to the next review, okay? I'm out of here.